Have you ever dreamed of strapping into a fighter jet, pulling G's, and ripping across the sky, flying faster than the speed of sound? I definitely have. And as someone who's had the chance to fly in a real-life fighter jet myself, Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown delivers that thrilling experience in a way that I've really never seen done before. As one of the longest-running titles in Bandai Namco's history, it's been over 25 years since the release of the very first Ace Combat installment. In that time, the series has captivated people around the world with its stunning graphics, storylines, and realistic controls that place you behind the stick of real-life fighter jets, giving you that rush of adrenaline and a taste of what it's like to be a fighter pilot. Ace Combat 7 is a pretty fast-paced game, and it's full of action. Right off the bat, you're thrown into a storyline that takes you through a fictional conflict between the nations of Osea and Erusia. You will play the character of an Osean pilot who balances competing allegiances that are brought to life through cinematic cutscenes, character narration, and realistic gameplay. One thing I noticed early on is that you'll need to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because you never really know what environment you'll be put in. In one mission, you might be flying 30,000 feet above the ocean, but in another, you're dogfighting through low-level canyon runs, or even trying to pick out your targets in the darkness of night. Now, you may be wondering how difficult it is to play a game that replicates the experiences of flying a fighter jet, especially if you're new to the Ace Combat series. Honestly, that was me. But what I will say is that it doesn't take long to get the hang of things. There are customizable settings that allow you to select both the difficulty of your missions and the level of technicality in your controls. If you want a slightly easier experience that streamlines the process for controlling your aircraft, the standard setting may be your best bet. However, if you're up for a challenge and want to get as close as possible to what it's like to be behind the stick of an actual fighter, switch your controller settings over to Expert and be ready to strap in. One of the highlights of the game for me was the ability to unlock different aircraft and weapons loadouts as you progress throughout the campaign. In real life, I've had the chance to work with a bunch of different fighter jets, and so seeing some of my personal favorites like the F-16 and F-15 included in this game, it just made me happy. Oh, and of course, I can't forget to mention my baby, the F-22 Raptor, the true king of the sky. Having the ability to fly dozens of different fighters in an array of mission sets and sorties really puts your skills as a pilot to the test and keeps your focus and attention locked in. The developers of Ace Combat 7 spared no detail when putting together this masterpiece. And what first caught my eye when I sat down to play was the incredible precision that went into the aircraft design and performance. I was amazed at how accurate these aircraft looked. And as someone who's actually spent a lot of time around real-life fighter jets, those little details definitely don't go unnoticed. And the effort that went into making this game as realistic as possible blew me away. For example, when you bank hard from left to right while trying to avoid incoming missiles, you'll feel the vibration resonating from your controller, simulating the feeling of actual G-forces pushing down on you. As you pitch up or down or roll your aircraft to get into position, you'll notice the vapor and wingtip vortices coming off the wings that replicate those of a real-life fighter. Even the radio chatter, call signs, refueling, landing sequences, and weapons loadouts mimic the real thing. And yeah, that's just cool. But of course, at the end of the day, this is just a video game. However, it's one that pushes the boundaries and gives players an opportunity to step inside the cockpit to experience what it's like to be a fighter pilot in an action-packed arcade-style game. Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown provides an experience like none other, and if you're up for the challenge, well, all I can really say is you better strap in.